What would you do if your daughter tried to confess her love at school? My daughter is 13, and she acts like she is going through serious life problems every week. Last Monday, she came home from school, dropped her backpack on the floor, and said, "Mom, I need to tell you something." I looked at her and said, "What is it?" She said, very serious, "I think I'm in love." I paused and said, "You're 13. She nodded and said, "Yes, that's why it matters." Her dad immediately got interested. He sat up on the couch and said, "First love, this is important." I said, "She forgot her homework yesterday and cried because her phone was slow." He ignored me and said, "This is life experience." The boy's name was Noah. At least, that's what she said at first. Later, she told me, "Don't say his name like it's normal, Mom. It's complicated now." I asked what complicated meant. She said, "We have emotional tension. All they did was sit in the same class and sometimes look at each other." 2 days later, she came home with a folded paper. She said, "I'm going to talk to him today." I asked, "What are you going to say?" She said, "Something clear, so he understands my feelings." The paper said, "What I feel," final version. I asked why it had a title. She said, "So I don't sound desperate." At school pickup, she was very quiet. She even refused snacks, which is not normal for her. She said, "I need to stay focused." Later, she told me what happened. At lunch, she walked up to Noah and gave him the paper. She said, "We need to be honest about this." She did not just say she liked him. She made it sound very serious. He read it, then said, "I'm talking to someone else." My daughter said she just froze. She did not know what to say, but then something else happened. Another girl came over and stood next to Noah. She said, "Yeah, we're basically together." Then she gave him a snack. My daughter said, "Mom, I lost his snacks." She came home quiet that day. She took off her shoes slowly and sat on the couch. She said, "I think I got replaced." I asked if she was okay. She said, "I need time to forget him." That night, her dad told her, "Don't show your feelings too much." She looked at him and said, "You reply to Mom in like 1 second." He did not say anything after that. The next day, she acted different. She wore headphones with no music and walked around the house like she was thinking deeply about life. A few days later, she came home and said, "He looked at me again." I asked what she did. She said, "Nothing." I ignored him. Then she added,